Today we're going to be talking about practicing your race nutrition strategy at that fabled race pace and why it can have such a big influence on your racing performance. Truth be told, this is a big issue that I see with triathletes. They have some solid blocks of training coming into a race, feeling great, pumped for their race. But come race day, it all just unravels. They get stomach upset or feel like they're crashing. A lot of the time, this is actually down to nutrition and not failing to practice at the right intensities. So listen on and learn how to make sure that you don't run into this issue or swim or cycle into it. Good pun, right? Okay, so what's up nutrition nerds, and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, then hey, I'm James and I'm a sport and exercise nutritionist and spend a lot of my time talking about those things. If you're interested in all sorts of nutrition tips for your training and your racing, then press that subscribe button and the notification icon to stay up to date with all of my videos. Okay, so today we're talking about race pace and why it matters for your nutrition. I mentioned that scenario at the start of things going well in training, but they really don't on race day. Tummy upset, diarrhea, cramps, really not what you want when you race. And as I said, this is often down to nutrition and changes that happen to your body during training versus racing. So let's just quickly give you a bit of background science so that you can understand the context here. When we have something like a gel or some sort of sports product to help fuel our exercise, we put it in our mouth, we swallow it, and it goes to our stomach. It then passes through our stomach and into our intestines, and it's here that we actually absorb it to be used by the body. It gets absorbed through the walls of our intestines and then into the bloodstream to be used by your muscles. So hopefully that's a pretty easy concept to understand. The issue here, and why we're talking about this today, is when we add exercise and varying intensity to our exercise. As our exercise intensity increases, the blood flow to your abdominal organs decreases. This is because blood is instead being diverted to your muscles to keep them fully supplied. Now, this is a normal response, and imagine it like this. You're being attacked by a lion or a tiger or some other beastie. You need to run away as fast as you can, or fight them if you're that way so inclined, rather than supply your gut with loads of blood to digest that avocado on toast that you've just eaten, because prehistoric cavemen eat avocado on toast, right? And although triathlon isn't quite the same as fighting with a terrifying beast, the stress response is the same. As you work harder, blood flow to your abdominal organs decreases. The end result of this? You can't absorb as much as you could if you weren't exercising. Alright, so let's go full circle and bring this back to triathletes. Why do triathletes commonly get tummy upset or problems when they race? You got it. Because they haven't fully practiced their race day nutrition at race pace. It's so common for triathletes to just practice a gel or a bar during a ride rather than practicing their full race nutrition setup, or to practice it during an easy ride, run or brick session and think, yep, I'm fine. But their overall intensity and stress level is different to what it will actually be like on race day, and actually it's likely they won't be able to absorb as much as they first thought. Now, I'm not saying that you need to practice a full race and do everything like you would on race day, but you need to make sure that you give it a good go. And actually, a brick session is a great time to practice your race nutrition, and the longer your overall session, the closer it will be to simulating an actual race. And the added bonus of all of this, you can see just how realistic your race pace is to sustain. Because let's be honest, we all like to think our tempo pace or our race pace or an FTP is probably a bit higher than it actually is. So the bottom line, practice your race nutrition using the actual products that you're going to use on race day at race pace, and maybe a couple of times over, to make sure that you can tolerate it all okay. If you get any sort of stomach upset, then you can reassess things. Perhaps slightly reduce how much you take on board and experiment again. So fingers crossed you'll get to race day and feel super prepared from a nutrition point of view to smash out a new PB. So I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you found it useful. And if you did, then I would really appreciate it if you gave the video a thumbs up and press subscribe if you haven't already. Remember to press the notification icon to get an alert when I release a new video, And remember that subscribing is free. If you're interested, I've put a link to a video at the top of the screen now where I talk about Jan Frodeno's race nutrition and just how impressive it is. And with that, I will catch you in the next one. See ya.